So we are going to do this one together. So as I showed in the meeting, now I'm recording this. We are going to save these images. I created a folder in my graphic design folder. So I created a subfolder called 4-Icon Challenge Star Wars. So we're just going to save these in here. So we're going to practice this one together. We're going to make similar ones to this, and then you're going to pick a movie on your own. You're going to follow this rubric, which is very short, very brief. We are going to create a mood board for this. It's going to be easy. I'm going to talk about that as we get through this, but you can go to Google. You can search 4-Icon Challenge. You can see some other examples here. So I didn't create this assignment. This was one that I found online that some teachers use to help teach Illustrator, and I thought it was pretty good, so we're doing it. So in Illustrator, I'm just going to pause the video while I log into this. Okay, so we're going to create new. Oh my gosh. We're going to create new. Okay, sorry, I had to pause the video again because it just wasn't loading, and I didn't want to take up tons of time on the video. So over here, we're going to go with creating a new document. We're going to just call this 4-Icon Challenge. The width, we're going to change this to inches. We're going to go 4 by 4, and then artboards right here, we're going to change to 4. And then we're going to go create. Okay, so I've got my 4 artboards here. I want them to be in a row, like they have to be in a row. So one of the things that we can do is we can click on our artboards. So just give me a second while I move this over. My computer's kind of laggy right now, and this is getting really annoying. I'm just going to pause the video again. Okay, I think this is okay right now. Let's go to select your artboards icon. Now we've got our 4 icons, or our 4 artboards here. Now we go to artboard options to change some things or rearrange. So here it gives us some options for the layout, and we can click on this one here, so it'll put it in a row. Okay, I'm just going to click OK. Now with our artboards here, we're actually going to put in, so we'll go File, Place, and we're going to find those images that we just downloaded. So the Death Star. So we want to place it. We just have to click, and there we've got the image we're going to do. I'm going to pause the video and place the other 4 in there. Okay, I've just placed these 4 images in here. There's a couple things we can do when we have these selected. So I'm just going to select the lightsaber. If I get to the corner of this, I can just rotate it. So I want it to be on an angle. Also, if I want to, because in this one I've got the hilt of the lightsaber, but we want to make an actual lightsaber in there as well. So I'm just going to drag this over. So we got enough room. So if we find these bounding boxes, that's what these are called, we can rotate them, we can change the size of them. So I'm going to hold down Shift to keep the proportions here. So I want to make this R2-D2 head quite a bit bigger. And I can move them around as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select all of these. So I'm holding down Shift. I select them all. I don't have my layers here, but I do have the panel here. I'm going to click to open this. So on layer 1, I've got all 4 of these images, and I can tell because I can click on the visibility, hide them. So I've got all 4 layers here. I like that. I'm going to create a new layer. This is going to be my background. So I'm just going to call it BKGD. So when I want this layer active, I just click on it to make sure that it's highlighted, that it's active. I'm going to go to my rectangle tool. I'm going to make the fill on this one black. The stroke I'm actually going to take off, so I'm going to hit none. And then I'm going to go to my artboard. I'm going to click and I'm just going to drag to cover that artboard. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to, I want the artboard to be the same, so I'm just going to hold down Alt to make a copy. Okay, so I've got my artboards covered with a background. I am going to now go here. I'm going to drag this layer above the background layer so I can see this for now. And then later we can drag this down and we can delete it or move it off our workspace. So I'm going to grab the ellipse tool. Now I've showed you a lot of examples on how to draw already, so I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but for the Death Star, remember we want to, oh my gosh, this is so slow right now. I'm going to go find my center, and if I want to, if I click and drag, so it's I'm going to have a hard time getting that centered. Undo. If I kind of find the center here, and I go Alt, then I'm going from the center and I'm covering this Death Star here. If I hold down Shift, it's creating a circle. Okay, now I can't see the image underneath, so right now what I could do is I could just click on this and I could switch, so I could swap the fill and the stroke. So right now I can see what's underneath there. What I should do though is I want to make sure that I'm not building all this stuff on this layer, so I'm just going to undo. Control X to cut. I'm going to create a new layer, and now with this layer active, I'm going to Control Shift V to paste. So now I've pasted this Death Star on this layer. I can rename the layer, call it Death Star Icon. Okay, I can swap this so I can see what's underneath. Now I want to create a circle here. I'm still trying to do this fairly quickly. Sorry. Okay, and then I can adjust that with keys on my keyboard. So again, I'm doing this quickly just so we can see this. Now I'm going to I might change the color of this to more of just a darker gray instead of black. Now, if I want to select that Death Star, I've selected that. I've finished with that one. I'm just going to drag it off of my icon here, and I'm going to lock my background layer. I'm going to lock this other layer. Now I can click and drag to select the entire Death Star that I've created. I can Control G to make it a group, and then I can align it and center it here. So I've got an align panel I can use as well. I'm just trying to make sure this video isn't getting too long. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make an outline. I don't have to make all of the details in everything. So if we look at our guide here, choose a different color for your lightsaber if you want. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as these, but you can see the simplicity of it. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to give you this time to work on this, and then I'm going to pause the video here and end it, and then I'm going to end the meeting. So at the end of class today, I want you to have these 4 icons completed, and then I want you to start thinking about what movie you would like to create icons for. When they are simple, we don't have a whole lot of detail in these. You want to keep it to as minimal as possible. So how can you make it look or represent something with as little as possible? So we're going to look at minimalism, which is what we're going to do for this assignment and the next one. How can you represent something with as little detail as possible? And then you're gonna identify the name of the film as well, and then you're gonna follow along with that rubric. And I'm gonna print these off. Well, we'll see. I think I'll print them off, and then you'll just write in here how your 4 icons represent the plot of the film. That's it for now. If you got questions in class, ask me. If you got questions outside of class, message me. That's it.